5G decoded for beginners. What are fifth generation mobile networks, really? 5G is going to completely revolutionize how we work, live, socialize, and conduct business, according to experts from different fields. From faster smartphone connectivity to expanded integration of IoT devices and sensors, and from increased cybersecurity to higher digitization of services such as healthcare and finance, 5G is estimated to add up to $8 trillion to the global economy by 2030, according to research from McKinsey and Stanford University. So what is 5G really? Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. How you doing today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you were to ask me, if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. Today I want to talk to you about the fascinating world of 5G. What is 5G? It is the fifth generation of mobile networks, a significant evolution of today's 4G LTE networks. 5G has been designed to meet the very large growth in data and connectivity of today's modern society, the Internet of Things with billions of connected devices and tomorrow's innovations. Now, experts are saying that 5G will initially operate in tandem with existing 4G networks before evolving to fully standalone networks in subsequent releases and coverage expansions. Besides delivering faster connections and greater capacity, and that's very important, that's a very important advantage of 5G, we also have another benefit. You have the fast response time referred to as latency. So latency is basically, if you want to think about it, it's the time taken for devices to respond to each other over the wireless network. So for example, 3G networks had a typical response time of 100 milliseconds. 4G was around 30 milliseconds. And folks are saying that 5G will be as slow as 1 millisecond. Think about it. This is virtually instantaneous, opening up a new world of connected applications. So your Netflix or all the phones, all the videos that you want to stream, these things, they will just start playing ASAP right away. We have here a wonderful illustration from our friends at EMF Explain 2.0, and you can see here what they've done. They've done a great job here. You can see on the screen what they have thought about how they visualize the connected community. So you have, let's say you have a normal city, you have farms, you have smart farms, sailed vehicles, shopping centers, remote management, even animals. You have the cows that have chips implanted under their skin. And those chips are beaming data or sending data in real time to all the other devices around them. You have the hospitals, you have smart homes, large businesses, small businesses, stadiums, multi-hops. You have smart utilities. Again, what I'm trying to say here is you have a whole world of interconnected devices and machines and people and institutions and buildings, all beaming, all sending in real time data to specific devices. And 5G, with its expanded capabilities, with its faster connectivity, will enable all this apparatus, if you will, in real time. So as I said, from 30 milliseconds, from a latency of 30 milliseconds, we're going all the way to 1 millisecond. That's fantastic. It's crazy, but it's wonderful. I'm excited. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are still having a conversation here around 5G, and I'm trying to decode the 5G for beginners in very simple language, what the whole technology entails and what are the implications not only for businesses, for you, for at the personal level, for companies, for organizations, for governments, and the whole economy. Now let's talk about what will 5G enable. 5G will enable instantaneous connectivity to billions of devices, the Internet of Things, and a truly connected world. So as you can see here, we have a picture again from, we have illustration again from our friends at EMF Explain 2.0. So 5G will connect the community. So you have virtual reality. So when I was talking earlier about IoT, Internet of Things, so you have smart homes being connected to satellites, devices. You have smart energy, healthcare, education, cars, all these devices and machinery being connected. 5G will provide the speed, low latency, and connectivity to enable a new generation of applications, services, and business opportunities that have not been seen before. Now, experts are saying that there are three major categories of use case for 5G. So you have a massive machine-to-machine communications. So this, we all know it, it's called the Internet of Things, right? And it involves connecting billions of devices without human intervention at a scale not seen before. This has the potential to revolutionize modern industrial processes and applications, including agriculture, manufacturing, and business communication. Because a lot of folks, when they think about IoT, they're thinking about the personal aspect of things, the B2C, the business to consumer. But you have a wider realm, a wider sector out there, which is the B2B, business to business. And that's where the real money, the real revolution will happen, in agriculture and manufacturing and business communication. That's the first use case for 5G, massive machine-to-machine communications. And then you have the second one, ultra-reliable, low-latency communications. Now, here you have mission-critical, including real-time control of devices, industrial robotics, vehicle-to-vehicle communications, and safety systems, autonomous driving, and safer transport networks. This is one of the reasons why the highly capitalized companies such as Tesla, Uber, Microsoft, and Alphabet, the parent company of Google, are all working very hard to invest in autonomous driving because 5G is going to enable that. Low latency communications also opens up a new world where remote medical care, procedures, and treatment are all possible. Let's move on to the third one. You also have enhanced mobile broadband. That will come in terms of significantly faster data speeds and greater capacity, keeping the world connected. So you're going to have new applications that will include fixed wireless internet access for homes, outdoor broadcast applications without the need for broadcast vans, and greater connectivity for people on the move. Now, let's just explore how this will happen at several levels in society. Let's talk about communities. For communities, 5G will enable the connection of billions of devices for our smart cities, smart schools and smart homes, smart and safer vehicles, enhance healthcare and education, and provide a safer and more efficient place to live. If you think about it, that's what the technology will show. Now let's move on to businesses. For businesses in the industry, you're going to have a great combo of 5G on one end and IoT on the other end that will, in conjunction, provide a wealth of data that allows them to gain insights into their operations like never before. Companies will operate and make key decisions driven by data. We're talking about deep data, artificial intelligence, and they could also innovate in agriculture, smart farms and manufacturing. All of this will pave the way for cost savings, cost effectiveness, better client service, and long-term growth. Now, all of this is supported by new and emerging technologies. You're talking about virtual and augmented reality. This will be accessible to anyone. Virtual reality provides connected experiences that were not possible before. With 5G and VR, virtual reality, that is, you will be able to travel to your favorite city, watch a live football match with the feeling of being at the ground, or even be able to inspect real estate and walk through a new home, all from the comfort of your couch. Isn't that wonderful? That's just great. So 5G will keep us connected in tomorrow's smart cities, smart homes, and smart schools, and enable, consequently, opportunities that, honestly, up until now, we haven't even thought about. And you can see here we have an illustration here. Let's take, I was talking earlier about agriculture and how the agricultural sector will see a boom thanks to 5G. Let's see here an illustration of how 5G enhanced mobile broadband and IoT will revolutionize agriculture and farming. Again, this is courtesy of EMF, our friends at EMF Explain 2.0. So you have the connected farm. This is the typical connected farm of the future, not even the distant future. We're talking 5 years, 10 years. Some farms right now in Northern Europe, in Scandinavia, in Asia are already espousing this kind of model. So you have chips and sensors that are beaming data. They are constantly gathering data and sharing data. So from cars to the house, to the tractor, to the irrigation management system, to the access control. As you can see here on the screen, you have the livestock. You can track the livestock through the chips implanted on the skin of the animals, and you have a whole web of technologies that allows this thing to work in real time. You can even monitor your equipment. You have smart vehicles traveling around, so there is a less risk of accidents. So all of this is again empowered by the 5G technology. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Q. We're also having a conversation here around 5G, and I'm just explaining 5G for beginners. Now, if you just joined the show or you've been listening to us for a while and you appreciate the clarity and quality of the content so far, please consider subscribing to our channel. We love that. We love to have new members, and turn on the notification bell so you are aware whenever we drop a new show. Also, like this content, share, and comment below if you have questions or you just want to share your experience. We surely appreciate that. Now, let's talk about a little bit of history here. When did 5G launch? This 5G services started in a lot of countries in 2019, and widespread availability of 5G is expected by 2025. The first applications for 5G were fixed wireless access for homes and enhanced mobile broadband services. And this can only happen through the use of 5G phones, tablets, wireless access modems, and hotspots. Now, the 5G devices offer a variety of services, a variety of benefits. The prime benefits of 5G devices will be significantly faster speed and data access, I said that before, downloading and streaming content. Besides, 5G devices will have increased computing power and make use of the lower latency, the near 1 millisecond that I told you about, meaning that the devices will enjoy virtually instantaneous connection to the network, as well as greater connectivity when on the move, due to the use of advanced antenna beam steering. Now, what are the devices that will be available for 5G? Right now, manufacturers are really scrambling to make sure these things happen within 2 or 3 years. So you'll have mobile handsets, tablets, and hotspots equipped with 3G, 4G, and 5G connectivity were launched in 2019, and low latency and widespread machine-to-machine applications using 5G will be developed in the coming years. Right now, all the big tech companies, from Samsung to Google to Microsoft to Uber, are all working on this. Now, how does 5G really work? Most operators will initially integrate 5G networks with existing 4G networks to provide a continuous connection. That's what AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile are currently doing, and Sprint also. So if you can look here, just kind of give you a quick overview of the 5G network architecture. Again, courtesy of our friends at EMF Explain 2.0. You can see, I'm going to spare you the technicalities here, but you can see on the screen that you have a local servers that are beaming to a central server, and the central server is actually sharing data to the local servers through devices. So you have 5G small cells all across the central servers. You have 4G macros, And then you also have at some point, and the macros and the 5G and 4G macros can be anywhere. They can be under the sea. They can be on top of on the rooftops. They can be anywhere. That's the power of the instantaneous data sharing, data access, the low latency. 5G network architecture illustrating 5G and 4G working together are starting to happen not only at big companies like Samsung and Google, but also in smaller institutions. So a mobile network, as you can see on the screen, it has two main components. You have the radio access network and something called the core network. So what is the radio access network? This consists of various types of facilities, including small cells, towers, masts, and dedicated in-building and home systems that connect mobile users and wireless devices to the main core network. So small cells will be a major feature of 5G networks, particularly at the new millimeter wave, what they call wave frequency, where the connection range is very short. That's one area where the Chinese giant Huawei is very strong right now. They're able to do a great job at the wave frequency level. So to provide a continuous connection here, small cells will be distributed in clusters depending on where users require connection, which will complement the macro network that provides wide area coverage. So 5G macro cells will use something called MIMO antennas. MIMO stands for multiple input, multiple output. And those antennas will have multiple elements or connections to send and receive more data simultaneously. So what is the benefit here? The benefit to users is that more people can simultaneously connect to the network and maintain high throughput. So where MIMO antennas use very large numbers of antenna elements, they are often referred to as massive MIMO. However, the physical size is similar to existing 3G and 4G base station antennas. This is for the radio access network. Let's talk now about the core network. This is more the mobile exchange and data network that manages all of the mobile voice, data, and internet connections, what we as individuals use. For the 5G, the core network has been redesigned to better integrate with the internet and cloud-based services, and also include distributed service across the network, improving response times. In other words, you are reducing latency. So many of the advanced features of 5G, including network function virtualization and network slicing for different applications and services, will be managed in the core. So the following illustrations, the one that you see on the screen here, will show you examples of local cloud servers providing faster content to users. For example, when you stream a movie from Netflix, as well as low latency application for vehicle collision avoidance systems. And right now, this is one of the things that Uber and Google are working on in their autonomous vehicle. All right. So this is pretty much it. Now let's just talk about two other concepts that are very important. You have another thing that's called network slicing. This enables a smart way to segment the network for a particular industry, business, or application. For example, emergency services could operate on a network slice independently from other users. Think about it. If you have a large hospital having their own dedicated network slice, it's just fantastic. You also have network function virtualization, the NVF. Now, this is the ability to instantiate network function in real time at any desired location within the operator's cloud platform. Network functions that are used to run on dedicated hardware, for example, a firewall, right, or an encryption at business premises, they can now operate on software on a virtual machine. Think about the big boost in effectiveness and productivity there. So NVF becomes crucial, therefore, to enable the speed, efficiency, and agility to support new business application, and is also an important technology for a 5G ready core. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Q. We are still having a conversation here around fifth generation mobile networks, and I'm just trying to break down for you the main concept to really understand. Let's talk about how 5G and 4G will work together, because the transition to a 5G will happen within 3, 4, 5 years. It has already happened in some places of the planet, but for the majority of users of 1.2 or 1.5 billion users worldwide to get it, it has to take 3 or 5 years, because they have to build the infrastructure and the hardware that will support the 5G. So on the illustration here, you see 3 levels. 5G integration with 4G. Again, courtesy of our friend at EMF Explain 2.0. So the first level, you have 4G macros and 4G macros on top, and they are actually communicating through devices. They are communicating through the two devices through the 4G control plane. So you have control data and user data being beamed from the 4G macros antennas to the control plane. And from that control plane, you go to the 5G user plane. This is where this is the third level, the third phase, and the data is transferred to the 5G user plane. And this happens through 5G small cells and 5G macros. When a 5G connection is established, the user equipment or device, in this case your smartphone, will connect to both the 4G network to provide the control signaling and to the 5G network to help provide the fast data connection by adding to the existing 4G capacity. In other words, if you have a 4G device, let's say you have a 4G Android smartphones, you will not connect automatically to the 5G network. You first have to go through, because your phone is a 4G, so your phone will first have to go through the 4G network, and then based on this control signaling, you will move on to the 5G network to benefit from the fast data connection. Where there is limited 5G coverage, the data is carried on the 4G network, providing the continuous connection. This is basically what we currently have, where you go somewhere and internet is slow, and in other places internet is fast, right? Whether you have fiber or you have I don't even know, you have DSL, I don't know if you still have those now, or cable. It really depends. So this is just going to be, or LTE, this is going to be another version of what we've seen before. So 4G versus 5G will be analogous, will be similar to what we used to have between fiber and cable or DSL. So essentially with this design, the 5G network is complementing the existing 4G networks. Industrial companies are very cautious not to break the whole the whole internet chain here. That's why they're doing things continuously. They're doing things seamlessly. So moving gradually from 4G to 5G. All right. This is it, folks. I hope that you had as much fun listening to this conversation as we had fun preparing it. So today I was decoding 5G for beginners, and I was just explaining to you what 5th generation mobile networks really are. And today's recap is very simple. So I spoke to you about what 5G is, what will 5G enable, when did 5G launch, what are the first applications for 5G, what do 5G devices offer, what devices are available for 5G, how does 5G work, and 5G working with 4G. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.